young men, and I mean you're over the age of 21. You guys, it must begin to take your rightful places. As a nation of people who are building for something greater and better, we need you, young men, to take your places. Okay? As a nation of people who are building for something greater and better, we need you, young men, to take your places. Okay? And what I mean by that is begin to structure your lives. Begin to, if you are married or in a significant relationship, get your households together. Get your little people together. It's time now. But in the meanwhile, there are things that you can do to help build the nation. All right? For example, be mindful of what you're doing out in the streets. Okay? And I'm specifically speaking about if you are doing things that are against the Most High, that are not helpful to build your nation, that's not bringing anything positive towards your people forward as a nation, then please think about what you're doing. Young lions must roar. We need you now, young lions. You young lions conquering tribe of Judah, you Israelite men, stand up. We need y'all to roar now. Who are in the consciousness community, don't let people shut y'all down. We need you young lions to roar now. Understand, this is wartime. This is wartime. Okay, this is literally wartime for us. So you guys, if you're not battle ready, if you're not thinking we are at war and the enemy is coming for us, then I'm gonna try to stir y'all as best I can. And you still have breath in your body. Young men, middle-aged men, older men, this message applies to you. We need y'all now more than ever. Oh, focus on Super Bowl. What teams are going? NBA. What's happening? Oh, look, my girl, she fine. She got a face. Yeah, I know. I'm using terms that I hear y'all say. You righteous men, all of this belongs to you. All of this is because of y'all. If it were for not your righteous men, none of this would be here. The Most High gave it to y'all to have dominion over all of it. All of it. You are the modern day Adams. Yes, I admit. Y'all, when these men, if you are in relationships with a righteous man and we know he's not perfect, but you see that he's striving and he's giving it all he's got to change and to be a better man, y'all leave a man alone when he come home. Leave him alone. You're supposed to be a pillar of rest. When your king comes home, his house should be clean. His kids should be smelling great, not smelling like they've been rolling around in grass, smelling like a dry, dirty goat. He want to hug on his kids and enjoy his kids too. Clean and bathe your kids, make them be smelling good when that king come home.
I want to give all the praises and the honor to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah Bahashem, Ruach HaKodesh, and double honors to the elder apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And also shalom to you other elders, honors to you elders, and you brethren, you followers labor in sincerity, and shalom to you few sisters, and shalom to the elect. Anyway, this video popped up. This woman's name is Sis D, Lightful, right? That's a channel. So you might have heard some of the intro I put in there, and it sounded pretty good. Sounded like some sincerity there, you know. I mean, at least it did anyway. But we have to go according to the scriptures, right? Her thing was, young men, wake up. Wake up. We're building a nation. Get your homes in order and everything else. That's not what we teach, right? Because everybody that wakes up is not the elect. That's where people get confused. Some wake to destruction, right? And some wake to salvation, right? So you're going to have a lot of Israelites who are awakened, but that don't mean that they are of the elect. You're going to have woken Israelites that are the 2/3. So no, and this is responsible for a lot of these leading camps that says we're trying to build a nation. Okay. Now again, I'll say this woman should, if she had a little clip in there about the women, there's a lane that you should stay in, right? There's a lane that you should stay in. Now, when we go to Matthew 10:5, we all know the scripture. These 12 Yahushua sent forth, right, and commanded them, who them? These are all men, saying, go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. So everybody think the lost sheep is some black Jake that comes up and he knows he's an Israelite. Well, there's wolves in sheep's clothing. So no, the lost sheep right now would be the elect. So we go rather to the lost sheep, to the elect of the house of Israel, although you're going to get some that are wicked as hell that's not the elect, but we have to go and try to bring in the sheep, the lost sheep. Because the guy that don't want to follow order or doesn't want to be in complete order of this truth is not a sheep, he's a wolf, right? And we'll prove that, because you got a lot of these young men who woke up, came under some form of eldership, and then went out and did their own thing without any kind of order. That's why they're running around with guns. They're madmen, you know. They're acting crazy, getting locked up. And another thing I'll say, on the way to camp, I always see these little jakes standing on the corner with these squeegees trying to clean your windows. And my question was always, well, where the hell is the mothers? I mean, where's the young women at? It's always the Jake. We are already broken and beaten up as a people, right? But it's always Jake standing on the corner doing a little hustling. When you see the average Jake on the corner, whether younger or old, they're hustlers, drunks, all messed up. But you don't see that on high levels with the woman. So, you know, at the end of the day, these women can't get up here and start speaking on what men should have to do in the video games or this or that. We're in way more hell or hellish condition than a lot of you Eves, man. That's real talk. We're in more of a hellish condition. Except there's some sisters who understand that, right? So you're going to have Jake who try to figure out a way to help him be a little more, you know, deal with the captivity. But we must take up our cross, you know, our affliction, and follow after Yahushua. So really what's happening is you got a lot of these young men who was raised by their mamas or weak men or whatever, men who didn't know, you know, out of control. This is why it's responsible, you know, when you're a young man, you're responsible to cast off the old man and follow after leadership, right? If you can't do it yourself, right, the example is set up under leaders, under elders. And a lot of these young men are just running wild and crazy because they're not set up under elders. And if they are up under elders, they're very disobedient, insubordinate, just out of goddamn control. And we see this in all camps. Okay? So anyway, let's go to Proverbs 8 and 4. Unto you, O men, I call, and my voice is to the sons of man. I don't know if it's just women, you know, they maybe want to have some input in the truth. You know, they want to get into rapping and everything else. I don't know the you know, why they don't want to just do what women do. Keep their mouth shut, stay home. If you got a husband, take care of your husband. You know, she could have done a video on reaching out to the women, I guess. I don't know. But to tell young men to get in order and get yourself together, they have to come up under some leadership, man. We'll get that. Let's go to that real quick. let me go to Acts 2 and 21 first. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be saved. Ye men of Israel, hear these words, right? So you're going to have some sisters who are going to listen and follow too. That's why Paul said male and female. You're all one, right? So let's go to, Zechariah 13 and 8 says 2/3 shall be cut off. But let's go to Titus 2 and 1, 2 and 3. It says, let me go to 1. But speak thou things which become of sound doctrine. When you look at the word sound, it means without error or mixture, right? That the aged men be sober, grave, temperate, sound in faith, in charity, and in patience. Now, we're in the flesh, so we're going to have some problems. But the aged men have set up, right? And if you look at all camps, right, there's always elder men pretty much that are set up, right? That's the way the Lord wanted it in this time because of all the captivities we're in, It says the aged woman likewise that they will be in behavior as becoming holiness, not false accusers, not giving too much wine, teachers of good things, right? So she was saying some good things about the woman, that they may teach the young woman to be sober, right? And that's what's supposed to be happening, right? To love their husbands, to love their children, to be discreet, chaste, keepers at home, good, obedient to their own husbands, that the word of Yahweh be not blasphemed, right? So we're in a time now where the Lord said he's going to separate families in Matthew 10:35. There's going to be some families who will, be delivered, so ones who take hold to this and keep hold to this is a good thing. So now if this woman had a husband, right, and she was a great woman, right, and she knew a lot, and she more likely has a husband, I don't know, he should be the ones doing videos talking about young men, this is what you should do, come back to the Lord, come under the true leadership of elder men that can help guide your way into salvation. Because, of course, nobody can save you but Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, but there's a way of being guided to salvation to help you along your walk. What to do, what not to do with these women. And there's no excuse because there's elder men in most camps or men of knowledge that in pretty much most camps that should be guiding young men, the right way. Right? It says the aged woman, that she be not blaspheming. It says young men likewise exhort to be sober-minded, right? All you got to do is go to the scriptures. The scriptures tell you what to do. If you see these guys running around like madmen, they're not sober-minded. And all things shewing thyself a pattern of good works, in doctrine, shewing corruptness, gravity, being gravity, sincere, honest, sound speech that cannot be condemned, that he that is of the contrary part may be ashamed, having no evil thing to say of you. Talking about your own brother. Exhort servants to be obedient unto their own masters, right? And here's the problem. You got Jake. They have an issue with the word master. That basically means to reference you. In fact, let's go to that. Let's go to masters. To exhort you. This is just a word. It's so controversial because it was used on slavery. G1203. It says master lord. So a leader. So this is what this is going into. To your leaders. Right? Let me see here. To your masters, and to please them well in all things. Not answering again. Now you had this group Sakari who had this crazy Passover, which they said they repented, but they were supposed to be under the house of David, right? With Elder Barak. And then you see what happened. Elder Barak was literally, through the Spirit, their masters. Well, GMS, let me say Great Millstone, was Sakari and his whole group masters. If you don't want to say that, lords. And if you don't want to say that, leaders. Okay, however you want to call it. Same thing. Right? They were their leaders. And what does it say to do? And to please them well in all things. Not answering again. Not purloining, but shewing all good fidelity. Right? So let's see what purloining is. Purloining? Let's go there real quick. See what that means. I believe I looked that up before. It's being separate or something like that. Good in all things. So this is what the Most High requireth you to do. Okay. Purloining is G3557. To be set apart, to separate, divide. So it's saying not to divide or separate yourselves, right? So not purloining. Okay, by shewing good fidelity, and that they may adorn the doctrine of Yahweh and Savior in all things, right? So that's pretty much what I wanted to go into for the most part, that this woman may have said, whatever her name, Sister D something, whatever, may have said some good things, especially about the woman to be, caring to their husbands, and that's their point. But look, though, if you're in the truth, and you're a woman that's supposed to be in the truth, you're supposed to know that. That's just second nature. It's supposed to be in your spirit, number one. But if you came into the truth and you know you're an Israelite woman, that was the main thing you should have known. It's not hard for you women to do what you do. But then again, I guess it is hard. This is a prime example. Right? You can't look. If a group comes up under elder men and then they break off and they run rampant in the streets, ain't nothing you could do about that. If they didn't listen to elder men, what make you think they're going to listen to some woman with a head wrap on here telling you what you should do and shouldn't do? Now you the prophetess to tell these young men what to do. These young men, most of them that are out here in the streets running wild, guess what? The Most High set them up to be that way. They're 2/3, a lot of them. If they didn't do right under the tutorship of men, and they couldn't carry the example on, even on their own, to go out and do their own thing and still set the example and give double honors to their elders, what do you expect? Right? They're them wild children, man. They're just gone out of control, that got tore up by the she bears, man. It's just what it is. Anyway, I just wanted to give my take. Shalom.